looks like the sun is peeking through, so that's good. Welcome to Afternoon Live. I'm Trey Renee. So glad you can join me today. We've got another great show for you, starting with our first guest who knows all about wine. As a matter of fact, it's in his name. And today he's going to show us how to use our cell phones to actually shop for wine. We welcome back Pat the Wine Guy Hellberg to the show. What's up, Pat?
Hey, Trey. Thanks for having me back.
You and your wine, and now you're saying we can use our phones to help buy wine?
Technology is our friend.
You have to explain this to me.
Well, the first thing I do want to say, though, is, what we try to do at Pat the Wine Guy is help people find a good bottle at a good price at their store.
Right.
And the best way to do that is actually get to know the wine steward, a real human being. And
they have those still?
they'll get to know your palate and how much you want to spend. They'll come up with a good bottle of wine. But, and this is a big but, not every store has a steward.
Okay, yeah.
And even if they have a steward, they may not be there when you're there.
Right,
So that's why we're talking about technology. Cell phones at your fingertips, you can get information that helps the wine buying decision for you. So we're going to talk about today.
Okay.
We're talking about apps and websites that are filled with consumer-generated reviews. So reviews like from people like you and me when we give our opinion about wine.
Oh, well, that's good. Although everybody's palate is a little bit different, but overall, you can tell if something's, good or if it's not so good.
You got it.
Got you. Okay.
So the first one we're going to talk about is Vivino. And Vivino is an app. It's the big app in this space.
Really?
They have tens of millions of users. And as a result, they have thousands of reviews on thousands of wines. Vivino, it's a free app, very easy to use. You just download the app for free. Then when you go to the store, you take a picture of the label of the wine you're interested in, and that will generate reviews and layer upon layer of information about that wine.
Right on the spot?
Right on the spot, yeah. So we go to the next shot. We don't want to get into the information, but we do want to get into the reviews. Vivino works on a 5-star system. So I say if a wine comes in at 3.5 stars or more, probably going to be a pretty good wine.
It's decent.
Good wine,
okay,
yeah.
Okay.
So the next app we want to talk about is Cellar Tracker. Works very similar to Vivino. Download the app, go into the store, take a picture of the bottle you're interested in. We'll show you that on the next picture here. And up will come reviews of the wine. And if you go one shot deeper, you can see the people who actually contributed the reviews. The difference between Vivino and Cellar Tracker, Vivino's kind of a commercial aspect. They're going to entice you to buy wine online beyond what's right there at the store.
Okay, I got you.
Cellar Tracker, it's like the Consumer Reports.
What does this mean? CT, what's that?
Let's move on to the next slide here. Cellar Tracker works on a 100-point basis. 100 points being the perfect score for a wine. So if you get a score of 89, 88 and above, that's going to be a pretty good bottle of wine.
Yeah, that's almost an A.
That's good.
Right, isn't that? If I go back to my school days, right? Well, although nowadays in school they grade it all differently, but that's very close.
So one other digital option I want to tell you about, Pat the Wine Guy.
Look at that!
Yep, here we go. We don't have an app. We have a website that's very mobile friendly. We've set it up specifically so you can use your phone with Pat the Wine Guy. And again, really easy. You call up the website. You go to the next page, which we'll show here on the next picture, and you see Pat's Picks. So you click on Pat's Picks, one more picture here, and you'll see dozens of wines that we recommend. Now, the difference between Pat the Wine Guy and Vivino and Cellar Tracker, we don't put any wine on our site that we don't recommend. So there's no bad wines on Pat the Wine Guy.
Okay, I got you. So if it's not there, so instead of taking the picture with this particular way of doing it, you just look and see, okay, if this is here, it's good. If it's not here, no buy.
Absolutely, right. And also we're hyper-local. You know what we do. We shop Portland, Lake Oswego, Tualatin, Tigard, Beaverton, and we find what wines are on the shelves that the people are probably shopping in those stores, and that's how we base our reviews and recommendations.
So now on Pat the Wine Guy, can you also do reviews here, or that's just with the other apps?
You can certainly contact me and tell me what you think about the wines.
Okay, all right, I got you. But with the other ones, if you wanted to do a review right then and there on the spot, maybe it's a wine you've already had before, can you do all that right then and there?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Takes a little bit of navigation. You gotta know what you're doing. But yeah, so those are some digital options for shopping. Now, one more thing I want to show you in regards to tech and wine. Has nothing to do with shopping. It's just showing you how tech is getting involved in the wine industry. This is augmented reality. And some wine producers are creating these labels, and these labels
Me the informer.
do this.
Well, forgive me for caring more about myself than the cause.
The labels actually come to life.
It's
Wait.
not that which is fated to be.
Is that a story?
This is the story. And again,
Convicted of crime 18, aspired the hangman's noose, banished to Australia. I found true love.
are you shopping for wine or actually at Disneyland, right?
No, I feel like I'm in the middle of a soap
I
opera.
know.
Wait, first of all, that was like some crimes. What do you mean convicted of something? Wait, that just happens to be a bottle of 19 crimes.
From Australia, yes, that's the story. There are about 6 different bottles, 6 different stories where the people on the labels actually come to life through augmented reality and tell you their stories. It's a gimmick to make you want to buy their wine.
Okay,
now,
I got
the
you.
downside here, the augmented reality is better than the wine.
Oh.
It's above
So-
average experience. It's average
So
wine.
it's an experience that's enhanced, but the actual wine itself, maybe not so
but
much.
it's cool. You download the
But
app.
that is very cool.
go
Can
to
you
the grocery
imagine?
store.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
So wait, but you have to know that not all labels will do that.
No, there's a big app called Living Wine Labels. And there are about half a dozen manufacturers now that do this. 19 Crimes is one of them.
Wow. So how do you know those? So now we know 19 crimes, but how do you know which ones have the augmented reality?
Living Wine Labels tells you which ones. Chateau Saint Michel is a different one. I'm sorry, Chateau Saint Jean. But it's growing.
That is really cool. It's sort
it's
of
a
like
gimmick.
a podcast for your drinking.
I thought I was in line at Disneyland. Yeah, exactly.
Man, okay, thank you, Pat. This is really cool.
Technology is your friend.
New thing at the party.
Yep.
I like it. All right, thank you so much. Appreciate
Thanks,
you
Trey.
always. Okay, we're going to have a link to Pat the Wine Guy's website for you on our website at khtu.com.